That's the biggest gaslight that's ever happened in my life, is being told that somehow me being a part of a gang or tribalism where we wear colors and we call it flagging and we do this and we protect our block or our specific territory, as if I didn't learn that from colonialism in the 15th century. As if somehow they don't got flags, as if somehow they don't have colors, as if somehow they ain't murdered thousands and hundreds of thousands of people, but because I'm protecting my brother who I grew up with and we grew up across the block and his mama hungry or his homeboy got shot or his brother got killed and we out here protecting ourselves and armed, which some constitutions protect, right? But because it hasn't been done through the legal systems where they can profit, or where they can police, or where they can regulate, or where they can confine, or where they can tax, we are criminalized.
This highlights the problem I have with a lot of street dudes. Not all, but a good portion, as well as their sympathizers. We've all done wrong. We've all made mistakes. We all have the opportunity and chance to possibly be redeemed and make things right and turn our lives around. But once again, part of that process is you have to take accountability for what you did. And for whatever reason, when it comes to the street element, all of a sudden, nothing is nobody's fault, and we got all these excuses and all these. No. You did something wrong. You got to own that. You got to take accountability. You got to apologize, maybe even try to make amends. But far too many times we get what we just saw right there. Oh, well, the white man did this and the system did that, and so it's not my fault, and we was poor. And no, there's a whole lot of black folk who were poor, who were broke, who were struggling, and they didn't join gangs, and they didn't tote guns, and they didn't sell poison to one another. Whole lot of black people struggling in the poor, in the projects, did not turn to gangs, did not turn to crime, did not turn to drugs. No. We can move forward. You gotta be accountable for what you did. If you were selling poison to the people around you in your own community, you gotta own that. That's what gets me. We only allow this for particular groups of people. Because can a man... Because if we can just say, oh, well, because of the history of the oppressor, because of the quote-unquote white man and what he did, and I'm not responsible. No, if we're going to do that for them, we can just do that for everybody, right? So a man that don't take care of his kids, right? If the street dude can say, yeah, I was in a gang and we toted guns and we shot at each other and we killed one another and terrorized the community in the neighborhood and made it unsafe for the kids, but it's not my fault because look at what the white man did in history, right? If they can get that excuse, right, then why can't the man who had a bunch of kids and didn't take care of them, didn't raise them, why can't he come back around at the end of the day and say, oh, my bad, but you got to understand, on the plantation, black people were bred, and so and a lot of times they can send the father here and the child there and the wife there, and so I didn't learn how to be a father, and so that's why I didn't take. We don't take that excuse from people right now in 2025. We don't take that excuse. If you don't take care of your kids, you a deadbeat. You can't sit up there and say, oh, because of slavery back in the day. No. But for whatever reason, once again, when it comes to street dudes, they get to point to the system and the white man as to why they did what they did, and it's not their fault. But we don't let nobody else get away with that. No, man. And once again, I'm not saying you're the same person forever, that you can't grow, that you can't evolve, that you can't change, because you can. But at the same time, you did what you did, just like I did what I did, and they did what they did. You did what you did. You got to own that. Don't come to me with, well, the white man did this and the system and imperialism. I don't want to hear that. You made the wrong choice. And there was a whole lot of other black people who had the similar family makeup and similar environment and similar financial situation, and they did not do what you did. You got to own what you did just like everybody else. Like, seriously, we don't. And if we had to personalize it, because a lot of us have lost a son, a cousin, a brother, a niece, a nephew, an aunt, an uncle, a friend, a child of a friend to the stuff that's going on in the streets? When they caught the person that did it and they was on trial, did you say, oh, you know what, let him go, or only give him 5 years, or only give him probation? Because you got to understand that the white man put the guns in the community, and it was the white man that flew the drugs in because we don't have no planes. When you actually lost somebody personally, were you giving that person that excuse, or did you want them to get a good amount of time in jail because they killed somebody? That's all I'm saying, man. We stop with the excuses, man. You did what you did. Now you got to own it.